What's going on, everybody? Today I want to talk about an update to the whole revive farming situation. This was just posted on the official forums, and it's a very long post detailing some new changes and why they're changing. Don't worry, we're not going to read any of it. Words? Not on this channel. Let me show you in-game what's actually going to be changing, but before I do, I want to set a couple of expectations. Number one, for some people, this is not going to be as good as 3.2.6 revive farming was. However, for myself and for a lot of people, this is the most insane buff that we've seen to MCOC, player side buff at least, since like the Magneto update. To the point of I can't believe they're going through with this and question if it's going to get nerfed at a later date, because I think it's going to make so much of the content in the game, as in all of the content in the game, a breeze to get through. I mean, you still have to have some fighting ability and you know, the right champions and stuff like that, but like this, let me just get to the facts of what's actually changing, okay? First off, the revives here, they're currently at a 15 cap, right? That's going to change to 20. I think they said 25 if you have the sigil, but let's get real, I'm not getting the sigil. So 15, previously, it's going to change to 20. It's going to change to 20 for all of the individual revives, though, so that includes the level 2 revives, of course. Why does that matter, though? Because who cares? I can never hit the cap of the level 2 revives anyway, outside of, like, special events and stuff, right? Well, that's part of the change. Not only are these caps changing from 15 to 20, but now we're going to be able to farm level 2 revives as well. Level 1 revives, they're basically going to be farmed from the Apothecary. That's the new quest that is replacing 3.2.6 revive farming. It's about the same energy cost. The only difference is you can only do the Apothecary once per day. It's a guaranteed revive and like a very, very small chance of getting a bonus revive. But I basically just see it as trade some energy in to auto fight once per day to get a level 1 revive. The only real difference is that, yeah, it's just not infinite like 3.2.6 was. But it's still auto fighting and actually easier because you don't even have to pick a path to go on. Like, you don't have to find the revive. You just auto fight, that's it. The level 2 revives, the way that players are going to be able to farm these now is even easier, believe it or not, than the Apothecary quest. It is mind-blowingly easy. They're taking the third milestone of the 22-hour solo event here, and currently it gives a level 1 revive. This is being replaced with a level 2 revive. Now, it's only being replaced with a level 2 revive if you're a Thronebreaker player or higher. Don't worry, though, if you're not Thronebreaker yet, you can still get the level 1 revives here. It's just you can't farm 2 different types of revives. But you could still get all the same number of revives. It's just your inventory cap is not going to be quite as high. Because now with getting 2 different sources, 2 different types of revives, it takes what is essentially the old inventory cap of farmable revives of 15, since we couldn't farm level 2s, and it's changing this to 20, plus this to 20, so it's taking it from essentially 15 to 40. Now, 40 revives is not enough to get through some of the absolute highest content in the game. However, it is high enough to get through virtually everything in the game outside of, and again, this is assuming you have like the appropriate level of fighting ability and champions and whatnot, but it's high enough. 40 revives is good enough to get through all content outside of, I would say, the Abyss and Eternity of Pain. But it doesn't end there because, of course, you can still go over the cap on both of these things. And it's going to be super easy to go over the cap on both of those things. Whereas previously, yes, there were unlimited revives to get from 3.2.6, but you still had to spend quite a bit of time in there. Even if it was auto fight time, you still had to, you know, run that quest back over and over and over and over and over and over again. Whereas for this, you could hold on to 40 in your inventory, and then whenever you're kind of setting up to do a big quest, then okay, you can just run the Apothecary for like 2 weeks, since revives last in your overflow for 2 weeks, and you could make sure you hit all of the 22-hour solo events, and yeah, you could add 14 essentially of each of those revives in your overflow. And this is something that I guess is intended by Kabam, or at least they're aware that, yes, this is how players are going to approach it, because they kind of break down the math in this long post here, saying that it's going to take it to roughly 68 revives, the 40 in your inventory plus the 28 in the overflow, because 2 sources of revives per day, 14 days, that's 28, so 68 total. However, this estimate is like extremely low as far as I'm concerned, because there's other ways to get revives. I was getting 68 revives back in the day when I was prepping to do a labyrinth run. 68 revives is nothing. There are other ways to get these revives. The first most immediate way to, if you wanted to extend the cap further, is just by not claiming the milestones in your overflow here. This extends it by an additional week, so you can essentially hold 7 more of the revives here. There's still some revives that are given out in the calendar, including some team revives that build up over time as well. Of course, there is the revives they can get out of the free 4-hour crystals, even though I don't even pop these things. And I'm still not going to need to pop these things. There's revives from special events. There's revives from, I guess this would be, is it US only or is it North America only? Whatever it is. There's some revives from, oh my God, I'm blanking on the name of that website. Because I haven't been there in ages, but the Marvel Insider, there we go. You can still get some revives there. The point is, 68 is an extremely low estimate. That's like bare bones of just doing the new quest, the Apothecary, which I guess that'll show up somewhere in here, and then hitting the 22-hour, milestone 3, which... It's somehow this is taking the effort of 3.2.6, which is already a very low bar because you're auto fighting it, to lowering that bar because so many people hit the 3rd milestone just automatically for playing the game that day. Some of them are a little bit more annoying than others. The event quest completion, you'd have to plan around that one a little bit, but like hero use or whatever, like, oh man. Dude, it somehow makes it even easier to get those revives. So yeah, like I said, 68 is the number that they're saying, but you're going to be able to hit easily 80 plus revives. The difference between 3.2.6 and this is that now it stretches it out over a period of time. It's not that long of a time though, if you think about it. Because if you're getting those 2 revives a day, every day, you fill up your inventory, you're going to have 40 of these revives after 20 days, right? And then if you did want to put 2 weeks worth of revives in your overflow, that's an additional 14 days, so 34 days in total. It's basically a month, right? It's a little over a month, but I mean, come on, that's essentially you're capping out in your inventory of revives every single month through nearly automatic means versus the very easy but still requiring energy and effort means of 3.2.6 that I would argue is higher effort than what this is being changed to. And with those 68 revives plus the other little revives that you get here and there for the month, you could easily do Paths of the Abyss, Paths of Eternity to Pain, even without the absolute top of the line champions, without the top of the line skill, with that number of revives for free without needing to spend any units on revives. It's just, yeah, you're going to have to wait like a month between paths. So Abyss, instead of, if you wanted to knock it out in one day, farming 3.2.6, staying in there night and day before release for like 2 weeks, instead it's just going to kind of naturally build up and you'll have enough revives for like one path a month, and you'll knock out a piece of Everest content like the Abyss in about 5 months, almost automatically. You still have to go through the content, of course, but those revives will just kind of build up nearly automatically. So that's why I'm surprised that this change is going through. It's really the only thing that it's going to do is stop, like I said, the people from knocking out the content instantly upon dropping, unless they do want to fork over the money to instantly knock it out. Because content is still going to be gone through super easy. And like I said, for myself, significantly easier than prior to these changes. Not only do the revives, are they just going to kind of build up naturally, but I'm no longer going to need to commit as hard of like when I'm farming. I mean, I guess if I'm still like auto fighting Realm of Legends for potions, there'll still be that committal there, but because those are going to go in the overflow. But it's just far fewer revives actually go in the overflow with this update. So I'm going to just be holding on to 40, and then it's like, yeah, I mean, I guess I'll do a run. So then I'll do the Apothecary for 2 weeks leading up to the run. And then, just once a day, auto fight once a day, and then boom, I'm ready to go. So I don't know, because here's the thing. This post goes on, a lot of talk, and we all know some of the goals behind these changes is to get people to, spend some more money on the content and things like that. This is not going to make people have to spend more money on the content outside of the few people that were probably just going to spend money rather than doing the farm anyway. It's just gonna be so easy. I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm a little worried that this is going to get nerfed at a future point in the game, and it's gonna cause a riot when it happens. Because as far as I'm concerned, this is better than 3.2.6 for myself and for a lot of people. They also say somewhere in this post that they want people, they want the content to feel aspirational instead of inevitable. No, it's going to feel inevitable. They say here they don't want people to punch above their weight class. Oh, people are definitely going to be punching above their weight class. I don't know. It's just gonna pace it out a little bit better instead of. The way I think about it is like, it's almost like the Netflix binge model that was 3.2.6 versus just having like a monthly episode release of The Abyss. Like that's the way I see it. It's gonna be like more comfortable, more cozy to do that content. So yeah, another thing they talk about in this post is adjustment to potion ecosystem, which I don't have much to say about this. They said it's not coming for a while. It's going to be a 5 to 6 month timeline, and I don't know how that's going to look. I wonder if they're going to take potions out of Realm of Legends when this all happens. I don't know. Could be good, could be bad. Who really knows? I'm only commenting on what's happening today. Some of these changes are not going through immediately. I guess it's too short of a time window where in the next month's update, they are going through with like the original changes. And then over time, these 3 things are going into effect. So first off, the Apothecary, it is going to be 7 days a week, but their initial plan was 5. So right at launch, it'll just be 5 days a week and then be updated to 7. The inventory cap, I don't think is changing immediately either. I can't remember, but it is. Don't worry. I think it's going to be 15 temporarily when the next update goes live. And I'm not sure if these revives are changing immediately either. All this stuff, it will change soon. If you want to see the exact timeline, I don't know, maybe pause and read this. I read it originally, but I don't feel like reading again, to be honest. So the stuff will change. Just give it a little bit of time. And yeah, that's the update. Crazy is all I could say. I'm going to be doing a lot more content. I was already kind of waiting for the nerfs to happen to show like, no, this is totally still farmable to get through Eternity of Pain without having to blow units on revives. But now I'm happy that I waited, because it's actually going to be even easier than that. And yeah, well, let's just start chipping away at this content, a path per month or whatever. Anyway, that'll do it for this, my thoughts on all this. Let me know your thoughts. Are you in the camp of this is going to suck for you because you wanted to do the content immediately? Or are you in the camp of this is now going to, you know, be a positive change because you're just going to be able to collect revives super easily? I guess there's one last thing that I forgot to mention too. The level 2 revives, of course, they are better than level 1 revives, giving 40% health. So, yeah, man, I don't know. 40% health is like enough to go into a fight and actually get a little bit done. Whereas 20%, you're like, if I get hit even a single time, I'm dead. You know? So that's nice too. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. And, well, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.